Welcome back to Top Tier Trivia. Ever felt like you might not fit neatly into the category of an introvert or an extrovert? Today we're going to chat about the top 9 signs you might be an ambivert. Let's jump in. 1. You see both sides, literally. Perhaps the easiest way to tell if you're an ambivert is how you relate to information about introverts and extroverts. When you read articles or watch videos about deep-thinking introverts, do you nod along thinking, yep, that's me? But then do you do the exact same thing when you hear about outgoing, expressive extroverts? If you consistently see yourself reflected in descriptions of both personality types, understanding their motivations and behaviors, that's a huge clue you might be an ambivert, bridging the gap between the two. 2. Your personality is highly adaptable. Does how you act change dramatically depending on your environment? Maybe you're energetic, chatty, and enthusiastic when you're out with a lively group of friends, but back home, you become much more reserved, quiet, and independent. The personality of an ambivert isn't fixed, it's incredibly flexible. You adapt. According to some research, this ability to shift between introverted and extroverted behaviors, depending on the situation, is a hallmark of ambiversion. It's like having different modes you can switch between. 3. You need solitude, but not too much. Do you genuinely enjoy spending time alone to recharge your batteries? But maybe after a day or two entirely by yourself, you start feeling a bit restless or lonely. Introverts often crave extended periods of solitude to feel their best. Extroverts, on the other hand, might avoid alone time altogether. Ambiverts land somewhere in between. You value your quiet time and need it to unwind after socializing, but you don't want or need complete isolation for long stretches. You enjoy the peace, but eventually you're ready to reconnect. Some even call ambiverts social introverts for this reason. 4. You are a balanced conversationalist. Think about how you talk to people. Introverts are often fantastic listeners, paying close attention to thoughts, emotions, and subtle cues. People feel truly heard by them. Extroverts excel at expressing themselves, easily channeling their energy and feelings into words and actions. As an ambivert, you likely do both remarkably well. You possess the careful listening skills of an introvert, making others feel understood, but you're also comfortable expressing your own ideas and emotions like an extrovert. You naturally strike a balance between talking and listening, making you a great conversationalist. 5. You have a wide circle of meaningful connections. How do you approach friendships? Introverts typically prefer a small, tight-knit circle of very close friends they bond with deeply. Extroverts often thrive with a broad network of acquaintances and are part of many different groups. Ambiverts tend to blend these styles. You might enjoy having a diverse range of friends and being involved in various social circles, much like an extrovert. However, unlike someone who only skims the surface, you also make a conscious effort to cultivate and maintain those meaningful, deeper connections with a select few, similar to an introvert. You get the best of both worlds, breadth and depth. 6. You can switch up your work style. When it comes to getting things done, do you have a strong preference for working completely alone or always collaborating in a team? Introverts are often the lone wolves, doing their best work independently, while extroverts frequently shine in group settings, bouncing ideas off others. If you're an ambivert, you can likely thrive in both scenarios. You can focus and motivate yourself when working solo, enjoying the freedom of independent tasks. But you're also perfectly capable of jumping into a team project, vocalizing your opinions, and collaborating effectively without either fading into the background or completely dominating the group. 7. You can be effortlessly persuasive. Have you ever noticed that you're pretty good at convincing people or getting them to see your point of view? This might stem from your ambivert nature. Because you balance listening and talking, you're skilled at understanding what others truly care about, like an introvert, and articulating your own perspective compellingly, like an extrovert. This combination allows you to connect with people and tailor your message effectively. In fact, an earlier study suggested that ambiverts might actually be the most persuasive personality type because they intuitively know when to push and when to hold back. 8. You are a practical skeptic. Are you generally open to people, but also maintain a slight sense of caution? Introverts can sometimes be overly skeptical, taking a long time to trust others. Extroverts might give their trust away too freely and occasionally get burned. Ambiverts often find a healthy middle ground. You understand that people aren't always exactly who they seem at first glance, so you don't dive in head first without observing. However, you also recognize that building relationships requires trusting people eventually. You're careful but not closed off. 9. You struggle with indecision. Do you often find yourself torn between wanting two opposite things? Maybe on a Friday night, part of you craves a quiet evening at home, while another part really wants to go out and be social. This kind of consistent indecision is a common hurdle for ambiverts. Because you genuinely connect with both your introverted and extroverted sides, you're often pulled in different directions. Your introverted side wants introspection and calm, while your extroverted side seeks stimulation and connection. Trying to satisfy both can sometimes leave you feeling stuck in the middle, unsure which path to take. So, how many of these signs resonated with you? Recognizing yourself as an ambivert isn't just about putting a label on it. It's about understanding your unique needs for both social connection and quiet reflection. Knowing this can help you create a lifestyle that truly works for you. Thanks for joining us on Top Tier Trivia. Make sure you subscribe so you can get more fascinating facts.